Once being drafted into the NHL, some prospects take a little bit longer to develop than others, and that really could be the case with Jake Virtanen, or he really could just be a flat-out bust with the 6th overall pick. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about what has happened to Jake Virtanen up until this point in time, and why he hasn't been able to really live up to the hype since being drafted, and if he still has a chance to become a superstar in the NHL. Virtanen really started getting noticed when he was playing for the Abbotsford Hawks at the bantam level in the 2010-11 season, as he scored 68 goals for a total of 117 points in just 59 games as a 15-year-old. And after this amazing season that Jake Virtanen had, the Calgary Hitmen selected him with the 1st overall pick at the 2011 WHL Bantam Draft. Virtanen then went on to spend most of the 2011-12 season in midget hockey with the Fraser Valley Bruins, where he scored 39 points in 39 games, but he did have 120 penalty minutes, and this was something that kind of concerned Calgary because they thought he could have had a little bit of a temper, and that could have put a damper on the potential that he had to become a superstar for their organization. As a 15-year-old, Jake Virtanen would play in 9 games with the Calgary Hitmen in the 2011-12 season, and he would score 3 goals and add 1 assist for 4 points, and he was very impressive in those games, and the Calgary Hitmen were definitely liking what they were seeing from their 1st overall draft pick. Virtanen would then spend the entire 2012-13 season with the Calgary Hitmen, playing in 62 games and scoring 16 goals and adding 18 assists for 34 points, and this was a very solid season that Jake really could build on. And in the 2013 season, he did just that. In 71 games, he scored 45 goals and added 26 assists for 71 points, showing that he was an elite level goal scorer, and hopefully he could do it at an NHL level, and the Vancouver Canucks really hoped that he could too, as they selected him with the 6th overall pick in the 2014 NHL Draft. After being drafted, Jake would then return to the Calgary Hitmen for 50 games in the 2014-15 season, where he would score 21 goals and add 31 assists for 52 points. Playing in 21 fewer games, he would have 19 fewer points, and he still looked very solid, and I don't think the Vancouver Canucks at this point in time were regretting their draft pick at all, as I think it was a smart move for them to return him to junior, because definitely throwing him into the fire right away could have been a huge damper on the talent level that he had, and Vancouver still was a competitive team at this time, and they didn't really need to bring in any youth or make many line changes. During the 2015-16 season, this is where I really think Jake Virtanen's development kind of took a hit. As a 19-year-old, the Vancouver Canucks decided to play him in 55 NHL games, and I think this was way too soon, and I really don't think he was ready to contribute at an NHL level. He did score 7 goals and add 6 assists for 13 points, but he was a -7 and had 45 penalty minutes, and he didn't look all that impressive and kind of looked a little bit out of place at an NHL level. Jake would also appear in 2 games for the Comets, the American Hockey League affiliate for the Vancouver Canucks, where he would post 0 stats at all, not even a penalty minute. And then at the start of the 2016-17 season, I think the Vancouver Canucks realized that they made a mistake rushing him to an NHL level the previous year, and he played the majority of the 2016-17 season in the American Hockey League, and he still didn't look all that impressive, with only 9 goals and 10 assists for 19 points, 48 penalty minutes, and a -11, and this is kind of where Jake Virtanen started getting labeled as a bust, and people really didn't think he would turn out to be anything special at an NHL level. And that 45-goal season that he had in junior was now kind of being viewed as a fluke and something he would never be able to sustain at a professional level. At the beginning of the 2017-18 NHL season, with Vancouver now being in full rebuild mode, Jake Virtanen was able to land himself a full-time roster spot, as he would play in 75 games and have 10 goals and 10 assists for 20 points. He would not play 1 game in the American Hockey League, and I think this is something that was good for Jake Virtanen to maybe get his confidence up, having a full NHL season under his belt. Virtanen didn't look all that impressive in this past season with only 20 points, but I definitely think it was a step in the right direction, and it certainly is something that he can build off of heading into next season. This summer, Jake Virtanen signed a 2-year extension with the Vancouver Canucks, and I think this is kind of a last chance for Jake Virtanen, and I think he knows that. Now he's going to be coming into his 2nd full NHL season, And I think the goal for Jake Virtanen should be around 15 to 20 goals and around 40 points, doubling his total from this past season, because I think if he just puts up around 15 to 20 points for the next 2 seasons, I think his time in North America playing professional hockey could be coming to an end. Like I said at the beginning of the video, some prospects really just take a lot more time than others to develop into superstars or to the players that they were drafted to be, and that very well could be the case with Jake Virtanen, and I'm certainly rooting for him as I don't like to see highly touted prospects turn out to be busts, and I definitely think he's capable of a 15 to 20 goal season next year, and that would be a really good sign for the Canucks organization and Canucks fans, and especially for Jake Virtanen. So that is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to let me know down in the comments section, do you think Jake Virtanen will ever become the player that he was once drafted to be? And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.